Alrighty, welcome to the second segment of Voice Talk with me, Andrew Massey, the show where we talk all things voice here on COPA Radio. Today we have with us one of our current exemplary vocal students, Togo Ntsiki Butribo. Welcome, Togo.
Hi, Driza. Hi,
sure,
everybody.
I'm sure everyone knows her more as TK,
the
TK, but I call her Togo every time.
Exposing my ID name.
More official. All right. Well, TK has been one of those happy-go-lucky, always there, but kind of under the radar kind of personalities. She always manages to have a fine balance between keeping to herself, but also speaking out when needed. She's one of those hard-working, diligent, and always seems to surround herself with music in order to learn type of people. She seems to kind of have those... well, should I say you seem to have the knack of surrounding yourself with things that are going to improve you and help you grow as a musician. And this is why I felt it was necessary to have you here to talk to you, because a lot of the students here don't do those sort of things. They seem to kind of just come to class and they go home and maybe practice a little, and then but they don't surround themselves with what's going on in the industry and what they need to surround themselves with to learn. So I thought Togo is the one to speak to.
Thank you, Driza. Let me tell you, this is going with my CV. Like, there's going to be a link to this.
A link to this on your CV.
My CV.
There should be, absolutely.
That's my testimonial.
Okay. Well, firstly, because you are still here at COPA.
Yes.
It's been a 3-year journey. So, firstly, give us like a brief synopsis of your journey here at COPA so far.
So I came here in 2014, I think. Yes, 2014. I got here and I was afraid to sing. I'm not even going to lie. Like, the stage fright was ridiculous. Ridiculous. It was terrible, and it's improved a whole lot. Thank you, Driza,
Hey, it's not all me.
Deer in headlights. So that was like my one fault. But yeah, I mean, I started here afraid to sing. A little bit of musical knowledge, and then obviously through diligence and theory and like doing theory again
and again
I managed to make it to the next year. And then last year I figured that I was brave enough to actually go out there and start looking for work in the industry. Like, I felt a little bit more secure in myself to now say, this is the time when you need to just take the deer by the horns and just do this thing.
The bull.
Oh, deer, bull, whatever.
The thing with horns, you take it.
Do what you got to do with it.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And recently, well, up until recently, you had a job working at the well-known jazz hotspot, The Orbit.
Yes.
Okay. What was that like? Well, what did you do there, and then what was it like?
Really, it was an admin job. It was a desk job.
Oh, okay.
I was doing a desk job and selling tickets, but the number of people that I met within the industry, a lot of the shows that I got to see were amazing. You don't actually realize how talented South Africans are and how much talent there is out there, because you're not really hearing it on the radio. But you walk into that space and you realize that we are a melting pot of talent. And it was just amazing. I got to meet Somi, who is a Nigerian jazz vocalist who is just amazing. And having listened to her music and then getting to meet her was just intense. And seeing her perform live was insane.
Very cool. Very cool. So, I mean, you didn't necessarily do anything musical there, but you were surrounded by all sorts of magical things going on in that space.
A lot of the inspiration for like vocal performance and how to do things and how to interpret things was gotten from seeing a lot of those people, and listening to their stuff.
Very, very cool. All right. Well, you've also mostly gained experience recently by being a backing vocalist.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've told me off the record a couple of people you've worked with, but tell the audience here, who have you worked with and what has that been like?
I have worked with, we're talking about me as a backing vocalist or just like generally?
Well, start with the backing vocal and then go on to some general vibes. If there's some highlights there, why not?
Professionally, I have worked with a musician named Nongoma Ndlovu. Nongoma is what is she? I don't even know how to box her. like the musicians who you can't box are amazing.
Don't box people.
You know,
huh?
but she does like Afro soul and very good singer. So that was actually my first backing vocalist gig, which was very big and very intense for me. And then last year, from about June or so, I started performing with Nomi Superstar, and Nomi Superstar is actually a summer winner. So performing with that band and getting to experience like the Creole kind of music there, because you've got like the rock guitarist, the jazz drummer, the trip hop, hip hop bassist, and then
So there's like a big mashup
just
of all sorts of
mashup
musical
of all sorts of
styles.
musical styles. So that's been really, really awesome, and learning from them as well has been amazing, and meeting people through my experiences with them has been amazing. I can't actually think of anyone else off the top of my head. It's on my CV. If I had my CV here, I'd be able to like read it for you and be like, oh, okay, yeah. That person I also performed for. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I've done some TV stuff as well.
Oh, very nice.
I've performed on a show called Bakai,
Okay.
which is where they basically go and fetch people from long ago who we've seemingly forgotten in South Africa, like our South African heroes. And then you get to perform for them. Like you get invited to come on there and perform a tribute to those artists. So yeah.
Some very impressive stuff. Sounds amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
What would you say from all of that was your highlight? Like, what was the coolest gig or the coolest experience that you've had musically?
The coolest gig was opening for Thandiso Mazwai at her birthday
Oh,
party
wow.
at the beginning of this year. That was insane. Insane, you know, and it was cool because we were actually the underdogs at that gig, where they put us on first. So, you know, if you're going on first, you're not really the best. Well, it's perceived.
People perceive
it as
yes.
you not being the best, because, you know, you're just warming everyone up for everyone else. And we got on there and we nailed it. We opened it. We really opened it. We were like, guys,
Killed.
we are here and we are performing this. So that was intense, because also when you're performing for someone like Thandiso Mazwai, I mean, she had other legends on stage with her. So their fans were there and she was there and her fans were there. And performing for them and them giving us the nod and saying, you guys did really well. And having people saying, the backing vocalists did really well. You guys are just vibing insanely.
Brush the shoulders
It was
off.
a brush
huh?
the shoulder
Oh,
moment. You know, you're like, we are noticed. They do notice us.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Okay, so I mean that's all amazing stuff that you've been up to. What do you have planned for the future? What does TK have in store for us?
For the future, look, I want to become a session musician. I feel like it's a little bit more predictable than when you're not a session musician. You know, like the jobs come a little bit more regularly than if you're not, because the struggle is real out there.
Absolutely.
We need to accept it. But yeah, I mean, the next year, I haven't really decided. I honestly haven't really decided. I may come back, but if I don't come back, it's probably going to just be woodshedding the entire time. So if I'm not performing, I'm just in there just working on my craft and perfecting it and getting it as perfect as possible. And then hopefully start singing BVs for like Grammy people, you know,
Like famous people.
really, really famous people, like people who have entourages and limos and police escorts, you know, when they arrive, it's like,
Paparazzi.
my backing vocalist has laryngitis, TK. Can you come up here and do this for us?
And you absolutely could.
You know?
Absolutely could. TK, it's been amazing talking to you. I hope that TK's words today have been a word of encouragement to those students who are still here at COPA, those who are the kind of people who come to class and then just, you know, go home and play video games, instead of the type of people that TK is, that get out there and get involved with the industry, which is great. Do you have any words of encouragement for the students coming to COPA or the students currently at COPA?
COPA is nothing like those performing arts movies that we watch where people just start singing randomly in the corridors. It's not like that. You know? I mean, it isn't like that. You walk into a space like this thinking that that's what music school is going to be about. We just get to perform all the time. But a lot of hard work needs to go into it. And it is a lot of hard work. I mean, I struggle with a lot of stuff. Andrew will tell you, sight reading. I do struggle with my sight reading, but if you just keep at it and you work on it and you just focus on the end goal, you'll be okay. You know, just come here ready to work and ready to sacrifice a few things for your craft, and it'll be more fulfilling. Like, you don't even need to be earning any money, and you'll just be happy that I'm on stage and I'm doing what I love.
Doing your thing.
Do your thing, guys.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, TK. Thank you for talking to us. That was the second segment of Voice Talk here on COPA Radio with me, Andrew Massey. Tune in again in 2 weeks and we'll have something new for you. Thanks.